Good morning, everybody. It's been kind of a festive morning. We've had some discussion. Anyway, yesterday, this is where we left off, problem 13. And I forget who was working that problem yesterday.
I think it was me.
Oh, was Alan? Okay. Well, yeah, Ben was working this yesterday afternoon, and we are to number 14 at this point. So we have a situation where we're given an equation and a situation where, now this does not tell you what this is, but I will tell you what this is. What this is an annual interest-bearing account that compounds 6 times annually, 6 times a year, because you're taking this interest rate and dividing it by 6, but that 6 with which you divide here comes up here as a multiplication. So that's what this means. So that's kind of a real world application. So anyway, I want you to go ahead and set this up. So you're starting out with $1,600, and it's asking after how many years will the amount triple. So what's a triple of 600?
1,800.
So you're going to be wanting to work with this, right? So go ahead and set that up. I want somebody to work that out here in 2 minutes. I'm going to call on somebody. Another thing last night, it was good to talk to a couple of my friends, if I may so call them, Mr. Mead and Mr. Swan. They were very nice.
Talk to my dad? Very.
No, I talked to, and I shook hands with Mr. Kolazar too.
I didn't think he was going to start talking to you.
No, that was a good, well, he was talking to me about, when we were talking about you, and we were talking about your brother. I guess he's a good basketball player, isn't he?
He's good at whatever he gets.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
I mean, how tall is he?
Doctor said he was 6'3", but I think he's shorter than that. I think he's 6'3".
Too low. Anyway. So we talked about him a little bit.
And you brought up.
Actually, my dad.
Okay, let's get somebody here. Yeah, I don't have Marcus on the list. I have, it's going to be Kindle. All right, Kindle, what do you think? Yeah. Try somebody else. We're going to have Siggy G or Cheyenne.
Siggy G.
It's going to be Siggy G.
Wait, are you sure it wasn't Cheyenne?
Are you sure it wasn't Cheyenne?
Yeah, I'm sure.
City knows.
You're gonna have to help me, Mr. G. You're gonna have to help me with this.
Okay, I help people who help themselves.
Yeah, I got you.
Are you helping yourself?
Yeah, I help myself.
5 for 6, 7.
What'd you get?
So how do you set up your equation for this?
It's not the same as the other one, so I don't know.
What'd you get? Same.
I got 8. Nice.
You don't have anything else to add, Siggy? Okay, all right. Next. We're going to have Jose.
Okay.
All right, Jose. What do we got?
So my equation was 1800 equals 600 parentheses 1 plus r, or 0.04 over 6. Oh, gosh.
So we got 1 plus r, which is going to be 0.04, right?
Yes.
Over 6 times
And then
6 t.
I started by dividing the 600.
Okay, so you divide by 600. So what's that, 3? So 3 equals, and what'd you do next?
After that, I combined the 1 plus.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go to the calculator.
Yeah, 1 plus 1 1.
So you get 1 plus 0.04 divided by 6, right?
Yes.
So you got that?
Yes.
Yes. I didn't know if you want me to round it up to 1.01 or just.
Let's do, I'll tell you what, you could, there's different, like 0.00667 or something like that. I don't know, you could, one thing you can do on a situation like this, you can leave it as a fraction. That's an option you have. So you could go like that too. I don't know, what do you want to do, Jose? You want to do it like a fraction and just do several decimal places, or do you want to do this?
Do fraction.
Okay. Well, what's the advantage of fraction? I'm for you on this one. What's the advantage of fraction?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
It'd probably work out better. Like, come out more neat.
Well, the only thing is that the fraction is the exact answer, right?
They're more exact.
Yes, it is exact. It
Yeah.
is exact, right? And then you have here to 6t, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that's the main advantage. But what happens is after you go out, if you take the 1.00666, once you get out to this many decimal places, this is very, 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 very close to this, right? So you can do it any way you want to, right? But go ahead.
So next I put the log. I inserted log.
So log, so you have log of 3 equals log of 151 1/50ths to the 6t, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I put the 16 in front of the log.
So you got log 3 equals 6t log 151 1/50ths, right?
Yeah. And then I divided the log 3 by log 1. Oh, not really.
Yeah,
I did
so
the decimals at first, but next you would do the log 3 over log 151 over 1.
yeah, so you get 6t equals log 3, right?
Yeah.
Over log 151 1/50ths.
Yep.
Okay,
And then t is equal to
so t
log of 3 over log 151 over 50 over 6.
log for log 151 1/50ths over 6. Okay. So t is approximately equal to, did you put that in the calculator?
Not yet. I haven't done it with the fraction.
Okay. Well, let's go look at this here. We go alpha I'm gonna do alpha again. So it was it log 3? Whoops, I want to put that up here like this. There we go. Over log 151, 150th. And so we come over here, and down here was over 6, right? So that should be our correct answer. Does that look right?
Yeah.
So that many, so that's going to be 27.557? 27.557, and 557 what? Years, right? So let's just kind of think about it. So you have a 4% interest rate over the years, and it's going to take that many years for the value of that investment to triple in value, is what that means, right? Seems like a long time, but that's, any questions on that? Okay, we'll call that good. Now, with that, we are to the end of that particular worksheet, right?
Right.
So Siggy
Pick them up.
Big month.
and replacements too. So Siggy's gonna pick those up and also replace them.
So we have more work to do?
Yes, no.
Probably finish this on Wednesday, or Tuesday, right? The next worksheet.
Really Monday, I'll do the market.
What's at our party on there?
There's Marty. You're bringing coffee? Yeah, maybe.
Let's just see my reference. Seems like so long ago.
Okay, I said it.
Thank you, Steve. Have a good day.
Okay, so not the flag. Signature. I got
Man.
All right. So does everybody have their paper on this one here?
Yes,
I gotta do that.
sir.
Okay, great, thanks, Siggy. What happens here is we have problem 15, and I want you just to look at that for a minute and tell me see if you can figure out something on this. This one here doesn't look like the other problems, does it?
No.
Yeah. Doesn't give you an equation, doesn't give you as many numbers to work with. Just sort of, it's almost open-ended and almost abstract in its scarcity of information here, right? What do you think?
5 games.
Maybe 6.
I say 5 games.
5 games?
Yeah.
I think 5 games.
Right?
I think 5 is a good.
Yeah, good guess.
Pardon me?
I said I think 5 is a good answer.
I say 4.
4? Okay.
Are we just guessing?
No.
Yeah, what it is, and really, to me, when you just guess at things like that, to me, that's a really good starting point. Because
You know what?
then what that helps you with is figuring out if your answer eventually, when you put the mathematical pen to it, is going to be reasonable.
That's true.
So let's go ahead and work that out. And what this is Now remember, our basic exponential function was this, is we had a equals a sub 0 times the base to the power of t. That's sort of our pared down basic exponential function. Well, in this case, t would be number of games, right?
Yeah, that's what we're looking
And so, what is our, can we use anything to fill this in, to flesh this out?
for. It's 5 games.
That's what a lot of there.
Yeah, so what you're trying to finish here at so 0.05 is what I would put right here, okay?
And then equals 0.25.
And pardon me,
0.25?
what is 0.25?
A sub 0.
A sub 0? Well, here's the thing about it is, they give you a 25% chance, so this is going to be essentially your base. So your base in this case is going to be 0.25. And what happens is your starting amount is going to be essentially 1. Okay? So you have 0.25 to the power of t. So how many times do you multiply this by itself before it becomes less than 0.05? That's what the question is. So you see how, to me, it helps to look at this, to sort of flesh it out, to see what's happening here. Okay? Does this make sense now? Is it
Yeah.
a little bit? Okay. But I found this one to be kind of an abstract problem that was kind of difficult just to sort of figure out what was
What's the
going on.
answer?
We'll take a lot of that one.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do a standard procedure, right? So we got log 0.05 equals log 0.25, right? To the power of t. And so t is going to be what? T is going to be equal to log 0.05 divided by log 0.25.
Bless you. Thank you. Bless you.
And that's going to be equal to log 0.05 divided by log 0.25. So 2.161.
Oh, nice.
2.161. So what does that mean? It's
After
games,
games.
right? So maybe it's after how many games?
In the middle of there.
For how many games? So a little bit after 2 games.
Yeah.
A little after 2 games. And one way of looking at it is this, is if you put 0.25 squared, 0.25 squared, see, you're almost down to 5% there, aren't you? But not quite. So it's going to be, that has to be the next level. And then if you put 0.25 to the power of 3, then that's, okay, then it goes, yeah, so, anyway, that's what that is. Okay? Let's go look at this one here. And meteorology, I want you to work this out. Can you read this here? Negative 0.682H. And we may, I think this might be our last problem of the day, because we're running out of class time.
Well, that's my answer question.
I guess we're in 16.
Yeah,
Me and
am I moving the log line first? Or am I, and then we can do the log line in that? Or do I-
Okay, do I put 2.5 or 2.9?
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe subtract. Should go.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because it says
Okay.
what is the range of altitude,
Okay.
so.
That's what I'm gonna do. What?
Do this or write this down?
Yo, I'm sorry.
So basically, just gonna kind of,
Okay.
so basically what you're doing,
hold on.
so you're taking the pressure ranges, so you're substituting in for this in one case. So this is a two-case deal, isn't it?
Yeah, pH. And then just the P.
So in one case, you substitute in 22.9 kilopascals, and then the other case, you're going to do what?
Oh, yeah.
Substitute in
Oh.
2.55 K kilopascals, right? And then what is the range of altitude? So you get altitude in kilometers. What's a possible range of kilometers of altitude?
2.55,
Think about it. Okay, what's the highest elevation point on Earth?
A lot.
I don't know.
Okay, it's called Mount Everest. It's in Nepal. It's 29,000 feet of elevation.
This is a picture of time.
A lot.
Let's think about 29,000 feet of elevation. That's how many miles high?
This summer? Isn't it like?
That's over 5 miles high, right? 5,280, so that's 5 miles high. Well, kilometers, that's going to be maybe 8 kilometers of elevation. So on Earth, the maximum elevation above sea level that exists is 8 approximately.
We're on too, I think.
Pardon me?
Nothing. I was reading that.
Now, so happens where we live in the Dallas area, I don't know, you probably know better than I do, we're probably about 500 feet above sea level here. Does anybody know?
I used to have.
Well, it's roughly, I think Fort Worth might be 600 feet above sea level, we're about 500 feet above sea level, something like that.
Is it okay? That's not good.
Yes, you got, Chloe's checking it out for us.
How far are you?
There it is. How high are we?
How high are we in elevation right now?
How high are we in
Is that the
elevation right
question?
now?
Above sea level.
They're talking about the range here, so
Oh.
let's go ahead and,
What is my elevation?
Hmm.
Interesting question.
hey, how high am I? Yeah,
How high?
that has a different meaning, doesn't it? We're high on life, aren't we?
Not tripping off acid like that thing that.
Okay, so Cheyenne, you're the one on this one.
Okay,
Okay, go
that's
ahead.
great. Send
We're
it.
about 437 feet.
437, okay, a little lower than I thought, but yeah.
So,
437.
yeah, 22.9,
Pretty high.
parentheses, 2.55,
22.9,
right?
parentheses.
Well, that's what he
I
said.
can't believe he had you set this up and then told me to do it and then tell you.
No, that's what he said. Literally, okay, and then,
So equals 128, right?
right.
And then we have times 10 to the power of negative 0.682h. Right?
And then the 20, I mean.
And then we have 2.55
Yeah. And the same thing.
equals 128 times 10 to the power of negative 0.682h. And h is going to be
What we're solving.
what we're solving for. I guess that's the range of h is the altitude. There we go, height. There we go. All right, so now
Divide.
divide, right?
Negative 0.6.
So if we divide by 128,
Yeah.
so we get, that cancels out. So 10 to the power of negative 0.682h equals 22.9 over 128. Okay? And then,
Can we do another one?
so do the same, so anyway, we can go over here. I'll just write it out like this. 10 to the negative 0.682h is going to be equal to 2.55 over 128. Everybody good with that? Okay, what's your next step on this going to be?
Well,
Log, okay? So we have, on the left side, we have log. Let me write it, I'm going to write it on a parallel. So log, and over here on the right, this is going to be also log this, right? 128, or 22.9 over 128. And this one over here is going to be log this equals log of this, right? So what do we have here after we do that? So we have negative 0.628h is equal to log 22.9 over 128, right?
And then you divide by negative 0.62.
By negative. So we do that, so h is going to be equal to, and then over here we have negative 0.682h equals log of 2.55 over 128. And then you do the same thing here, divide by negative 0.628, divide by negative 0.682. 682, oh yeah, so I mistranscribed here, didn't I? 682, 682, 682, thank you. 682, 682, okay. So what did you get for these?
First one is 1.096.
1.096? 096, and that's going to be in kilometers, right?
Yes.
Kilometers. And what is this one here going to be? H is approximately equal to
2.594.
2.594. So 2.6 kilometers, and 2.6 kilometers is about, is that 2 miles high, something like that? And this is less than a mile, so. Anyway, that's kind of where we are today. So we'll just leave it there. Thank you, everybody.